is Russ. Yeah, I'm back out on the road again. What are we riding today? The Expedition 2 from Lectric. Yeah, Expedition 2. Haven't had this bike out in a while, huh? Well, it's about 74 degrees out right now. What time is it right now? Let's get the watch up here. 9:23 a.m. Yeah, it's early, but I've been up since 4:15 this morning. I might be wondering why I've been up so early. Well, my sister was in town, and she was here for the memorial service for my cousin. Yeah, we actually had two cousins who passed away on the same week. And so she was here for that. And I just dropped her off at the airport. She had early morning flight. So yeah, I've been up since 4:15 just to make sure she got there on time. Then they pushed her flight back 1 hour anyway. But we were already up, so hey, you know, when it's like that, it's probably better to just get to the airport and just sit there and make sure that you're there on time, right? So she's on the plane. She's headed back. So thank you for all the condolences too. I do appreciate that. So we are moving on with things now at this point. So I decided I would take the Expedition 2 out. And as you know, I really like this cargo bike quite a bit. I like it for a couple reasons. First off, it rides very well. Lectric gives you a very long, very long seat post on all their bikes, it seems. And so I get really good leg extension on here. And I've got dual batteries. This is the dual battery long range version. Yeah, so there's two 17.5 amp hour batteries in there. So I got 35 amp hours of battery. Now, I don't have the full battery power. I did not charge it 100%. So just looking at my battery meter here, I'm probably at about maybe 80%, something like that. But it should be enough battery to get me where I want to go and back, hopefully. I think it should be. The last time I took this long trip, I was on the Stellar Falcon. I think that one has like, what was that, a 15 amp hour battery, something like that. So dual 17.5s, even at a 75 to 80% level, should do okay. Yeah. So anyway, I decided to take this one out because it does give me the range and I like riding it. So anyway, we're gonna go for a little bit of distance today just so that we can get out. We've been riding around the general areas all the time. And so I figured let's go a little bit further. I mean, we are kind of stuck in certain areas in this this general vicinity, so let's just go a little further, that's all. So what else has been happening? Well, trying to get over a cold, summer cold. I think what it is from the hot and the cold and hot and the cold going on. You know, it's hot, sweaty, humidity. Then you go inside and it's cold and the air conditioning and, you know, so my voice doesn't sound too good. If I'm clearing my throat every now and then, it's because of that. Yeah. All right. This guy's going to turn, so we're good. Let's go forward. So now you might be wondering, how do I feel about all the regulations that's been going on? Well, I think the thing that really affects me more than anything else is the speed more than anything else. I'm usually on the streets anyway. It really doesn't affect me all that much. Our speeds are limited to 20 miles an hour at this point. And, you know, as you know, I averaged about 22, maybe 23 on that range when I'm just riding around streets anyway. So I lost a few miles per hour. But, you know, overall, I don't miss it all that much. I think I'm just getting used to it now, to going a little bit slower. And I think probably what I miss the most is not being able to go on certain bike paths. You know, I don't do it that often, but now I really can't do it at all. So in that sense, I miss that, at least in this area. Not all areas. You know, I was out in my other area when I was doing my special projects out there, and yeah, they don't restrict us from going down in there. We got to do more of that. But at least the general local area here, I can't do it anymore. They won't allow you to do it. Bussy Woods, which I had gone and done for many years, outright banned us all from that area. So here's the funny thing about Bussy Woods. The one time that somebody said something to me about you can't have a bike like that on this road. I don't know exactly the wording she said, but I said, well, yes, you can. You know, that one video had a lot of views and actually got me a bike. Yeah, Area 13 gave me a bike after they saw that, and so thank you to them for that. I had one of their Bolton e-bikes. Remember when it was called Bolton e-bikes? Yeah, I had their Bolton e-bikes Blackbird bike. I think eventually those bikes got renamed Area 13 Blackbirds, but mine still said Bolton on it. Yeah, Kyle told me that I was the first and maybe even the only influencer he actually gave a bike to. Well, I hope it paid off for him. Yeah, so we rode it for quite a while, and then eventually got moved on, as do most of my bikes. They do get moved on, because new models coming in will replace those models that we've had for a while. So it's just the way it is in the world of influencers. Yeah, we just move them on. Yeah, you keep as many as you can, but then eventually you have to move some on. You can't keep everything. It's just too much. So yeah, so that one video got me a bike and a lot of views, so thank you for all that. But eventually, yeah, they said we can't ride in there anymore, but at that time we were able to do so. So yeah, what are you gonna do? Times change, So what am I wearing today? I am wearing my UV rated black long sleeve shirt. It's very lightweight, but it's black, so it's kind of funny that it's UV rated when it's black. It's like sucking up all this sunlight. This was given to me by my daughter and son-in-law. And I'm wearing my my yellow safety vest, as I usually am. Got my watch on, got my Ultra Human ring on, got my gloves on, got shorts on, sunglasses on, got my helmet on, my X-Nito helmet on. Okay, I gotta wait here for a while. So anyway, yeah, I'm all decked out, got everything on. Now, this is a long light, very noisy in this area all the time, but there's plenty of cars here to trigger the lights for us. So we just have to wait our turn, that's about it. So yeah, I haven't been out as much as I would like to have been since coming back. I was gone for 3 weeks, as you know, and then the very next week, everything hit. Cousins passing away, memorial services to do, and rain, hot weather, humidity. Man, we got hit by everything. So if you didn't see me for that time, you know why. It's because it's just too much going on. So what about bikes? Yeah, what about bikes? Well, new bikes are coming. One of them is on the road now, from what I can tell. So we should be getting another bike in for review very shortly. Yep, and there's others coming too. Others coming as well. So this expedition, yeah, I'm gonna throttle a certain amount of it too. I'm still kind of tired out from being up so early in the morning. I did take a slight nap when I got back. I was waiting for the weather to, let's turn here. Put my arm out here, let these guys know I'm turning. And yeah, I took a slight nap, but I don't know if it was enough. Hey, nice car. It's a Mercedes. Let me know what model car that is if you know what it is. You know, I like my cars. Not that I have any. My cars, though, we got issues. Yeah, well, not from my doing. It's just recalls from the companies. Yeah, the Hyundai. Remember the Hyundai? Yeah, it's still doing okay now, but yeah, it had the motor replaced. Right, the entire engine got replaced. The air conditioner got fixed up because of their errors. It still ended up costing me money. But at least I didn't pay $2,000 for just the air conditioning, which they originally said it was going to be costing. But they ate most of that fee because they realized it was really their doing that caused it by taking the engine out. So anyway, yeah, I still enjoy looking at everybody else's cars that I don't have enough money to buy. Probably will never ever have enough money to buy or own. Yeah, just ride my bikes. Yep, ride my bikes. Hey, let me know what you guys been doing. Were you guys riding at all in the hot weather? You know, the thing is, you got to get out early in the morning if you want to ride in the hot weather like that. That's really your best bet. Yeah, I guess my batteries are lower than I thought. Wow, some animal just ran over. I think that could have been a coyote. The way it jumped over that fence like that and everything. It's not somebody's dog, I don't think. I don't see it. It just hopped over that fence like that. I don't know if you guys can see it. Usually when I see things, you don't see it because everything looks really small to you. But in real life, it could have been. We do get coyotes in this area. I've seen them before. They just hopped over the fence into that swimming pool thing. Yeah, crazy. Watch this guy. He's zipping along. Well, we're not zipping along that fast. We're only going to go maximum 20 miles an hour. We're going to stop here for a second. 20 miles an hour, that's all we can do. Yeah, my battery is less than I thought. Well, I've been throttling a lot of it too, but that doesn't, I mean, we haven't gone that far. Better start pedaling. Well, the last time we took the Stellar Falcon, we pedaled that quite a bit, but we also throttled it a certain amount too. My pedal assist on here follows, my throttle follows the pedal assist. So if I want full throttle, I've got to keep the PAS at full level. Well, we'll go a certain distance. We may not go all the way to Costco like we did last time. We'll go a certain distance, then we'll turn around, we'll come back. Whatever. But I have to gauge it based on what the meter says. Now I have two batteries on here. I don't know if it's reading both of them or just one of them. I have no idea. I'll end up having to stop and then push the button. The thing on these batteries, there's a button. You push the button, it'll tell you how much battery power is left on that particular battery. As far as a LED gauge, so like if it has four or five lights, it'll tell you how many light bulbs you have left. I only was charging the one battery. The other battery wasn't fully charged either. I think it was at maybe 80% as well. So I don't know if this meter is reading just the one or is it reading both of them at the same time. That's the real question. I mentioned before, when I originally rode this bike out in Arizona with the guys during the lectrics event, when they debuted this bike along with the XP 2, we rode these bikes all over the place. And my bike, I guess the battery, when they put it in, they didn't seat it properly. It was in there, but it didn't like snap in place, so it was only reading one battery. And eventually my battery was running out. I said, hey guys, I'm running out of battery. So everyone stopped and we looked at it, and one of the guys was messing with it and he got it to seat properly. We didn't have the key or anything like that, but you don't you don't really need the key to seat the battery in this bike. You just have to pop it in place and it just snap and it locks in place. Once it's locked, then you need the key to unlock it, but you don't need it to seat it. So he got it going again, and I was able to get back home, or back to the hotel, I should say, that we were at. So I don't know whether this thing is reading the one battery or it's reading the two batteries. The watt meter is showing that when I'm throttling, I'm doing, well, it varies quite a bit, depends. It'll go anywhere from 227 watts, it says, and it was going up to about, 750 plus. So yeah, who knows? I don't know. I don't know what it's reading. Let's stop here. Now here's an interesting thing. People have asked me recently too, what the range is on some of these bikes, because I used to do a range test all the time, and I stopped doing that for several reasons. First off, there's so many factors that contribute to your range that I said, the range test, is that really realistic? I don't know how people ride. Some people have hills, some people have flatlands, some people are heavier, some people are not. Some people pedal more, some people don't, some people throttle, some people pedal with pedal assist 1, some do 2, 3, 4, it varies. So I stopped doing it because of that, and I guess we can kind of pretty much guesstimate most of these bikes today that have anywhere from 15 to 20 amp hour batteries will get you around town. I mean, if you're going for long distances, that's another story. If you're doing cross country stuff, forget it, But when you have a dual battery system, usually you feel a little more confident. You can go a little bit farther. I think it's really more a confidence level. How confident are you that you'll make it? You'll make it there and you'll make it back. That type of thing. So hey, whatever, But this bike was always ridden very well. I feel real good when I ride it. I think a lot of the other people who've reviewed this bike have said the same thing, that they really kind of like this bike quite a bit. As a bike, not just because it's a cargo bike. I like the fact that it is a cargo bike too, though. If I ever wanted to carry something, I could do it. I could carry another person in the back if I wanted to. I could do it. A lighter person. I'm pretty heavy as it is. You have kids or something, you could do it. Because I keep those little handhold things on there for two reasons. First off, if you had to carry somebody, you could do it. They have something to hold on to. They do give you footrest, which I did take off, because on the long run I usually don't carry anybody. But I keep it on there because if you have something like a cooler that you want to strap down over there, it gives it some place to hang on to and keeps the cooler in place, right? Otherwise you're just sitting it on top of the seating there. So it's like a little, I don't know, it's almost like a little cage for it, right? And then you can strap it with your bungee cords. So that's why I keep it on there. It doesn't get in my way. It's in the back, really. The only thing that gets in the way is because I keep the bikes in the house. You have to be careful when you're maneuvering it to get it around corners, You know, from one room to the next, you want to bang into something, bang into your walls or something. So this is a 30-mile-an-hour zone. I have a car behind me, but he can't cross because there's cars on the side there, so he can't go fast. This is why I say, you know, if you're going to put us on the streets and you only give us 20 miles an hour, you're really making us impede traffic. If we had 28 miles per hour, the guy would be a lot happier behind me right now. Plus now he's got a solid line, although he's crossing, although he shouldn't. He's not supposed to be passing. This guy's doing the same thing. They're taking a chance. See, there's a car right there. Both those cars are taking a chance because this is a solid yellow line. They shouldn't be crossing at all. But this is what happens. This is what happens. Cars don't listen to whatever they see. Either they just do it, you know, it's just like us. You know, you see me sometimes I cross through a stop sign. Although I look, if there's nobody there, I'll cross through it. Now, others have said, you know, you could avoid that if you just had a dropper seat post. I'm not going to add all this stuff. Most of my bikes have stock stuff on there because I eventually will move it on. I don't want to put things on and take things off. When I originally first got e-bikes, I did that. I would put stuff on it, then if I sold the bike, I would take it all off of it. Back and forth, back and forth. It's too much. So I usually leave everything. The only thing I will usually change is sometimes I will change out the saddle. Like the saddle that's on here, I have a Bikaroo saddle on here right now. It's a little bit wider than the original lectric saddle. This one's not the greatest either, to tell you the truth. Only one Bikaroo saddle was actually good. The very first one I ever bought was nice and cushy. Subsequent ones, they changed their cushioning to something that wasn't as cushy. So, I don't know. Don't know why. Yeah, these cars are coming close to me. Well, they're trying to pass that truck that was there. Should they have gone there when they saw me? Maybe they should have stopped and waited for me to go through. What is the proper thing for them to have done? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Should I have waited for them? I don't think so. It's my lane. They came into my lane. Would they have done that if it was a car? No, they wouldn't have never made it. But since they see a bike, they don't care, right? See, this is the thing. It's not just bike riders that have issues on the road. Drivers do the same things. It's starting to warm up. I can start to feel it already. So we won't go too much farther, but yeah, I'm down to maybe 4 bars. Under load, it's down to like 3 bars on the battery. We'll pull off somewhere. We'll look at the battery level itself, and we'll check it out. Right now I'm on the road, I can't do that. But wait till we find an area we can do that in. All right, we should get going here. We will find an area and check it out. See, now my bars are higher because we've been sitting for a while, but under heavy load, that meter level drops quite a bit. So who knows what you really have? This is the thing, you don't really know. That's why range tests are important. But my range test may not be a big deal to you. You've got to find out your own, right? Figure out how you plan to ride it. Your own area, your own weight, your own pedal assist, whether you pedal, whether you throttle. You got to know yourself. Even for me, I don't know. But I've never run out of battery on this bike, no matter where I've taken it. So I'm good with that. But if I really wanted to know, I would try to do it and measure out the distances, right? And again, once again, I did not look at the odometer setting. This is the thing, I don't really look at the odometers, and a lot of times I don't set the trip meter either. I don't know. What's my total mileage here? It says my total mileage is 96 miles on this bike so far. Yeah, I haven't taken it that much. Most of the time, most of the bikes, even though I have them for a while, they don't gather that many miles. It gets spread out. get spread out among multiple bikes. So I also don't ride as much now that I did when I first got my first bike. My very first bike, I had the Rad Rover 5. Remember, I bought that bike. It's the thing that started me out altogether. I was riding to fix my knees, so I was pedaling all the time, getting out as much as I can, do 20, 30 miles a day, that type of thing. I don't do that anymore. Yeah, I don't ride quite that much. I had a purpose at that time. Sometimes when you have a purpose, it gets you motivated to go do things. Now I just, I go for the enjoyment of riding, and it usually is not as long as something like that. If I get 10 miles, okay, that's 10 miles. If I do 15, okay. Some of them 8 miles, okay. It really depends. It depends on the day and the mood now. Now here's the thing, we're talking about the fact that our speeds have been reduced. How do I feel about that? Well, I already told you, I wish I had faster speeds on these roads when I needed it. But like right now, I'm just kind of enjoying it as I'm going. I'm okay at 20 miles an hour. It looked like I'm doing 18 to 20, something like that. I'm okay with that. I wish it was a little bit faster. 22, 23 would be better for me. But I've adapted. All right, so now it shows 3 bars plus 1 red bar, right? Is that for one battery or is that for both batteries? I don't know. I have no idea. But I'm on the road and I can't check it. Let me see if there's an area I can pull off. There's a golf course to our left. I don't want to stop here. I'll distract the golfers. They'll blame me for their lousy golfing. Lousy golfing. Yeah, the guy's putting. Is he going to make it? I've seen golf balls go across this road many times. Some of those guys slice it. You see the ball go boink, 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 boink right across. Yep, happens. It happens. Okay, I see the guy's ball. Yeah, he didn't get too far. He stopped right here. The green is way over there. He is halfway to the green. So yeah, he's not, have I hit the green yet? Let me see. I'm getting parallel to the green right about now. So yeah, he got about halfway. Well, some guys can really hit it hard. Others, yeah, they got to hit it a couple of times. I'm not a golfer. I should talk. I'm not a golfer. I would be even worse. Although I have gone on the driving range, and I have done little miniature golf things. So other than that, I have not played actual golf. Never really appealed to me. Too much walking. Bad knees, bad hips, doesn't work. You can ride in the golf carts. Yeah, that's true. Let's move forward a little bit here. All right, we gotta find a spot where I can just pull over and look. We'll go forward a little bit more. Yeah, we keep going, we're gonna run into the Costco area anyway. Should we go to the Costco area? Nah, I don't think so. Probably just cause more issues. Costco's about less than a mile away right now. Let's pull over here. Let's take a look. Let's see how we stand here. Just stop here. All right, here's my bike. I'm holding the bike. Show you what I got there. So let's look at the battery. Pushing one battery shows 1 red and 2 greens out of 4 greens. Let me see on this side here. Pushing this battery shows 0. Shows 0, which means we don't have a whole lot of power. I think that means we gotta head back before we totally run out of everything. And the one that I pushed was the one I was charging. So if that one's already exhausted, we had less battery than I thought. So I'm gonna turn over here. I'll put my hand out. Let's see if these guys let me go. All right, he's gonna let me go, so I'm gonna go. So yeah, we have less battery than we thought. Well, hey, you know, live and learn. Here's the thing. If we totally run out, then I got an issue, because I can't call Mrs. Wright to pick me up. She's at work. Which means I've got to head back, make it back on my own. Can you pedal this bike? Hey, this is a heavy bike, man. Without the battery and the motor, I think we'd suffer quite a bit if that's the case. All right, how am I gonna turn back around here? I don't want to take that other road. Let's go this way. We'll swing back around and head back on the same road. I mean, I could have U-turned it, I guess, but yeah, you go around. We can go around. Now, I wonder if that battery meter doesn't show up because the bike was on, or is it not? Maybe what we need to do is really turn off the bike, then push those buttons and see what it does. What do you think of that? Well, let's pull out somewhere. Let's try that. Let's see if that kicks in that other battery or not. I mean, we may be measuring just the one battery for all I know. I have no idea. Let's move up a little bit here. Let's try over here. I usually pull up near a curb because the curb is a little higher. Get my feet down. We'll power down here. All right, so we powered down. Let's check the battery again. No, I think the one battery is totally exhausted. This other battery shows 1 bar now. Ooh, that's not good. We better head back. We may not make it back. Not good. Let's get moving here. The thing is, we were on pedal assist level 5 the whole time too. See, now if you look at the meter here, now it's gone up again. The only reason I left it on pedal assist level 5 is because, as I mentioned, if you want full throttle, I need to be on 5 because it's following the pedal assist level. All right, well, so it's turning into one of those other will I make it home videos. Will he make it home? I think we better pedal to help it. Let's lower our pedal assist level. Lower it to pedal assist level 4 at least, and then use the throttle if we need to. I think that's what it's gonna boil down to. Nobody around, no stop sign. Keep going. Yep. It's one of those things again. You know, the thing is, I need to charge up before I head out. I was gonna take another bike. I was thinking of taking the Himiway 20-inch bike. Yeah, the D5 2.0, that was fully charged. Then I saw the electric bike just sitting there. I go, oh, I haven't taken this out in a while. Now I remember why. It's because I didn't charge it up for a while. That's why we hadn't taken it out. And get home and charge them both up so they're ready for the next time. 2 batteries and one's dead. How do you like that? Well, we'll see if we make it back. Now this bike would be too heavy to ride without some motor help. This is definitely a heavy bike. It's big, it's long, you know. It's hefty, plus you got 2 heavy batteries going there too. Throttle open here, because I got a car behind me. Yeah, good day. It's a good day. It's going to be about a high of 84, I think they said. Get out early. Get out early, do a ride. It's the way to do it. Could have gone earlier, but I was just too tired. Woke up too early. And we didn't have to leave that early. I got up early because I want to have my wits about me when I'm driving. I can't just get up and drive. I got to get up, hang around a little bit, then drive. Yeah, guys are out playing golf. Not me. Not me. Let's see, if I'm throttling, this thing's throwing about 365 watts. I'm trying to stay level and even. Let's see, we gotta turn here. We gotta take a left. So we're gonna stay in the left lane, turn lane here. Stay in the left turn lane. Let's move up a little bit in case anyone shows up behind me. They can trigger the light. There's other cars ahead, so they'll trigger the light. We probably won't get a turn signal light here though, because we're not triggering anything. So which means it's probably just going to turn green. Let's see if I'm right. Russ is always right, told you guys. Let's see what happens. See, it just turned green. So we gotta wait. There's no car behind me anyway. We'll wait. And then we'll go. And we will pedal. We'll go and we will pedal. Reposition myself on the bikeroo seat. Saddle. Seat. Saddle. Alright, we gotta throttle. Gotta throttle it a little bit. Well, it's not expected to rain today. Doesn't mean it won't in another day or two. We'll see. Sky is blue, but it's kind of dark blue. What does that mean? Does it mean rain coming down the road? I don't know. Don't know. Pedal a little bit more. Keep moving. Yeah, put a comment if you made it to the end. Let me know that too. Always curious to see who makes it to the end. Some people will fall off and won't follow to the end. That's okay. You do what you can do. These rides, I just let them run. I figure if you want to watch, you can watch. If you don't, then you did as much as you wanted to do. Wow, that's a big tower. That must be a cell phone tower. It looks like a big cylinder. Most cell phone towers don't seem to look like that. That one does, though. Like a big, tall, cylindrical thing. Now some bike will go in between these two cars here. I'll just stop behind them. I'm not that desperate to be a little bit further up. UPS. Beeping. Did we come down this way? This is a problem. Half the time I don't remember which roads I took and which I didn't. I think we did. If I didn't, doesn't matter. I know where I am. Doesn't really matter that much. So yeah, I'm kind of high up on this bike because I have a full leg extension. Compliments of the big, tall seat post. Yeah, electric bikes seem to have a lot of tall seat posts. Good thing. Good thing for me. Good thing for me. Yeah, I don't think I went down this road. I didn't go down this road. Does this go past? Yeah, maybe I did. I don't know. Do you recognize anything? Do you recognize coming down this way? I don't know. Well, here's the thing too. If you buy one of these bikes, you can get a fast charger if you want to. There's an optional fast charger. They give you one charger. So if you got two batteries, you got to finish one and charge the other one. Or you can buy another charger, but they only give you one. Some companies give you two, this one gives you one. But I think those that give you two, they charge you for it anyway. This one, they just figure if they want it, they can buy it. If they don't, then they'll just use the one. Can I use other electric chargers? I don't know. That's the thing. You have to make sure, even if it's the same brand, whether the charger fits that bike or it doesn't. Not every bike has the same ratings, right? The batteries and everything. They don't always have the same ratings, so you got to make sure that the battery charger you're using is identical to the battery charger they give you before you use it for a second battery. Let's pedal some more here. Pedal some more. I think this is going to bring me onto Rand Road. Yeah, we don't want to do that. How do I get around it? Because this is only going to do 20 miles an hour and be on Rand Road. It would be really bad for me. I've got to get to another side road or something. I think I did this last time. Yeah, I think I did the same thing last time. I came up to this point and said, no way, we're not going on that road. And I think we cut across here. Let's try it. Because if I keep going, I'm going to end up on Rand Road there, and we don't want to do that. So we got to go here. I think we did the same thing last time. Now, I've never come down here, maybe with the bike I did before, but I don't remember anything. I get lost easy, I told you guys. I'm not kidding when I say that. I can get lost really quick. Yep, I can. I mean, I generally know where I am. But, you know, if you've never taken certain roads before, then you just kind of feel like, I don't know where I am. Technically, I know where I am, but I've never taken the road. How's that? And maybe we took it before. Don't know. Let's keep going. No through traffic, local traffic only. Oh, yeah? Why is that? We will find out why. Yeah, battery meter's dropping, man. This could be bad news for me. Better pedal some more. 2 bars plus 1 red bar. That doesn't sound too good to me. What road is this one? It's the road we were on. Let's see. See, they don't tell you the side, they don't tell you the road. They tell you this road that I'm on, they don't tell you the crossroad. We were on this other road. This is how we came. They don't tell you the name of the road. What good is that? How does that help me? We were on this road. Okay. I just smell all the fumes from a truck that's way ahead of us. We are in Arlington Heights, by the way, if you've read the sign there. Well, Arlington Heights, pedaling along. Pedaling along, should have had a lot of battery. This is what happens when you just impromptu take a bike out before charging it up the night before. Yeah, don't do that. Don't follow this example. Charge yourself up first. Thing is, if you don't take a bike out for a long time, you don't want it at 100%. You really want it a little bit lower. You don't want it dead like it is right now. Yeah, like I said, I only charged it very little, and it was only for that one battery. But it needed a longer charge than that, because now it's exhausted. Now we're on the second battery. So it sounds like it takes one battery down and then switches to the other battery. That's what I think it does. The other battery didn't have much power either. Not good. It's probably from a long ride last time too. Well, this is what you get when you don't do it properly. Live and learn. Gotta reserve my throttles for when I need the throttle. Yeah, let me know if you have a summer cold going on, or have you had that. Let's throttle a little bit here, tiring out. Summer cold. Yep. Blowing my nose like crazy for the last several days. Well, conserving battery. If you pedal and then you coast, pedal and coast, saves your battery. Coast all the way in. Okay. Zen leaf over to the left. Yep. For those who have to get their marijuana fix. Not me. Not me. All right. Well, left turn lane gets theirs first. We get the next one. Yeah, I pumped in some air in the tires too. These are smaller tires. I put in like 22, 23 pounds, something like that. People have asked in the past, what do you pump your tires up at? Well, typically if it's a 4-inch fat tire, I usually will pump in about 20 pounds of pressure. Man. The other tires, it depends on the tire. You know, a lot of the commuter bikes, I could be putting in 30, I could be putting in 35. It really depends. I really look at the sidewalls that determine what the pressure should be. Some can take really high pressure, but I don't usually do that high. So I would say I probably will put in about 30 to 32, 33 at most on some of the tires that allow you to do between, say, 30 to 50, something like that, 30 to 45, whatever it is. And then the fat tires, like I said, I usually put in 20 pounds of pressure. Yeah, got a breeze hitting me, but it's a warm breeze. Not the same thing as a cool breeze. Warm breeze is better than no breeze, I guess. And it's not. Yes, I'm still trying to clear my throat out. It's not the type that that is like a major headwind or anything. Drinking some water here. Put the water bottle back in there. Yeah, always bring some water. You never can tell when you need it. Today I knew I was going to need it because, like I said, my voice and everything's kind of messed up from the summer cold. Yep. Down to 2 bars plus a red bar. 2 green and 1 red. Will we make it home? I think we will. I think we will. Oop, hit a pothole there. I think we will, but you never can tell. I don't usually get too close to the cars. Their exhausts get into you. Hey, some guy's got it over on the right-hand side. He's got a robotic lawnmower going on. That thing doesn't move too fast. I think it goes even slower than a Roomba. Yeah, I just saw a video recently about Roomba saying that they're in chapter 11, iRobot. Yeah, they innovated that whole technology, and other companies have taken over. Yep. We have one of those. We bought those early on, but we haven't used it in a long, long time. I still haven't plugged in. I gotta pull the plug on that thing. I'm just wasting electricity charging up something we don't even use. Yeah, the Roomba, you know, it's a vacuum system, but it really doesn't vacuum. It's a sweeper, really, is what it is. It sweeps it into the Roomba. But they've advanced it. I don't know what the current models do, but I know there are some models that actually will mop. Yeah, it brings water out and mops it, but my understanding is it might bring the water out to do it a little bit, but then it has to go back and refill itself. I don't know. Okay, we get all the dust hitting me in the face from all that yard work or whatever they're doing there. Is that tree cutting or is that something else? Yeah, even with the sunglasses on, goes around, gets you in the eyes. Yeah, well, I got stuff in my eyeballs. Well, back at the Arlington Heights water tower, and we got 2 bars and a red bar. Will we make it? I think we will, but you never can tell. Never can tell. Anyways, put a comment, let me know, what have you guys been up to? Has this weather stopped you guys? I know a number of you guys said it did. Or have you been road warriors, went out early in the morning? Even early in the morning in some areas is still kind of hot. I was tempted to do an evening ride, but it was still hot. I said, forget it. Russ don't do hot, I told you guys. I do not do hot. End up melting. Let's coast a little bit in there. We got to take a right-hand turn over here. We'll put our hands out, let them all know we're turning right. We will take our right, hit the pothole. I saw the pothole, but I couldn't turn out of it fast enough. Tell you, Chicago, well, even in the suburbs, a lot of potholes. A lot of potholes. This is why if you ride a scooter, you better be really careful. Small little wheels falling into a pothole, that would be disastrous. Go 40 miles an hour. Those things would go really fast, you know. I had one that does 40 miles an hour. I never did it 40 miles an hour. I think the fastest I took it was 25. And even then I felt like, man, that's dangerous. Too fast for little wheels. Too fast for little wheels. Well, this has kind of small wheels too, you know. 20-inch, what are these, 3-inch tires maybe? They're not exactly your typical 4-inch, 20-inch wheel. It's a thinner wheel, which makes it more nimble. Fat tires aren't the most nimble things. Yeah, it's kind of harder to turn quickly and do little maneuvers quickly. Doesn't function as well that way. All right, we're going to go over here because I need to get into that left turn lane up ahead. So we're just going to go right behind this guy. See, that bike rider went ahead before it actually turned green, which is so typical of many of these bike riders. I don't know why they do that. Does it really affect them that much to wait a few seconds longer? Take a chance of crossing the intersection. What if a car came and didn't see him? It hit him, that'd be it. Yeah, not worth it. All right, we're turning over here. Put the hand out, slow myself down, nobody's around, so we're gonna go. Yeah, sometimes those guys are riskier than us. I saw a group of bike riders, not e-bike riders, but a group of bike riders recently. I don't know how many they had, over 20 of them, maybe? They were all going really fast. I think they were going faster than what the e-bikes were going. They really were coming down the road in a whole group. Yeah, it's like a gang. It really did. It felt like a gang. Like a motorcycle gang, these are a bike gang. Yep, same 2 bars and 1 red. Yeah, we'll make it back. No problem. I mean, we didn't go to Costco. Costco would have been 1 more mile further. We would have hit it. It's okay. It's okay. We went as far as we could. Wasn't worth the gamble. Need to make sure we make it back. Well, it's been a nice ride. Yep. A little risky, but it was a nice ride. I think in the past, when I used to do some of these rides, I had 2 20-amp-hour batteries with me on that Rad Rover 5. Now here's the thing I want to talk about real quickly too. I've noticed a trend of bikes coming in with lower wattage motors. What do you think about that? Yeah, I'm talking like 250 watt motors, 350 watt motors. What do you think about that? These are not less expensive bikes either. They're a little bit more expensive. You're talking, let's say between $1,500 and $1,800 bikes. So you start to wonder, why are they going down? Well, I think they're getting afraid of the regulations. It may be to the point where an older bike has a higher power rating than the new current bikes. The older bikes may actually be more powerful. What do you think about that? Selling off your older bikes, is that worth doing? Yeah, good question, huh? Because if you upgrade to the newer versions, you might find that they have less power in the motors. So, and it still costs you as much money. I don't know. You should take one of these bikes in and test them out. What do you think? Yeah. So I think the whole point of it is these will not peak past 750. You know, they'll peak a lot lower. So they are fully compliant, right? Even the 750 watt motor bikes will usually peak a lot higher than that, 1300 even, maybe more. So are those legal? They haven't really defined it 100%. You know, 750 nominal, is that enough? I think they really want to regulate you down to 750 total. Yeah, and so these other bikes are coming in that way. That means you're going to be looking at 250, 350 watt motors. The thing is a lot of these bikes that are rated like that, their torques are not that high either. Which means if you ride in a hilly area, it's going to be a problem for you. Yep. That stuff works well. That stuff works well if you are no problem. If you're riding on a level ground, right? That's not a problem. But a lot of us don't. Many of us actually have hills they have to contend with, and I think that becomes an issue. So, Let's just stop. We'll just let you guys go first. Nobody wants to go. All right, she wants me to go. All right, I will go. See, this is the problem. You stop, everybody doesn't know what to do. They will not let us get hit, so they move us forward first. Comes to a standstill. It happens all the time. So anyways, going back to the motor thing, let me know what your thoughts are on this topic. Not everyone's going to know it because not everyone's seen it to the end, but what do you think about bikes like that? Should we test them? We should test them. Because if there's a tendency for this to be more of a norm down the road, you still got to know what it is. I think there will still be the 750 watt bikes. I mean, look, there's bikes that are way exceeding that and they're still being sold. So, I don't know. It's hard to tell. Now, as you know, at one time I had the wired bike. Yep. But I moved it on because I know that in my area I'm not allowed to ride that speed. It's just going to be wasting space and somebody else could take advantage of it, so I moved it on. But yeah, do I miss it? Yeah, sure. But I can't ride it. Not if I want to stay within the law, in this area at least. So yeah, time will tell where things are headed. E-bikes aren't going to go away, but they may regulate us so heavily that we're not going to get the type of bikes that we're used to anymore. And that's kind of a pity, I think. Put your thoughts and put your comments. All right, anyways, we're in our general home area. So, hey, hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already done so. More bike rides coming. Hopefully we won't be so hot that we can't get out. Talk to you guys next time.